Namaste.
To activate, dial star 321 star.
Yeah, the one small bit. This Madam will, Shobna ma'am will join first. One small bit. Oh, one small update. Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, Saurabh. I just wanted to do an audio check. I hope it's okay.
Audio video check is okay, sir. You can move a little to your right.
My right?
Yes, done. That's it.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
And we are live on YouTube, so we'll coordinate over phones.
Got it. WhatsApp is also there if you want to type something.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. This is Preetham ma'am office. I just want to check the audio. Is it clear, sir?
Yeah, audio is clear.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Are we good here, guys? Audio video check.
Audio video check is good, sir.
Cheers, thanks.
Uh,
Hi, I'm here. Who's handling the program?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Karan here. I'm handling the program, ma'am.
Okay. Karan, do you have the others on?
Ma'am, they're just logging in right now, ma'am.
We're starting at 12:30.
12:30.
Okay. Okay, good.
Saurabh will give a prompt when we're going live.
Yes, sir. Either me or Ratish, sir. Either.
Right.
There.
We are good to go, sir.
Right. So we'll go live now.
Yes.
Namaste and good afternoon. On behalf of the Apollo Hospitals Group, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to all our colleagues who have joined us for this celebration. And to our extraordinary nurses who are part of the Apollo Hospitals family, a very warm welcome and greetings on International Nurses Day. Before we begin, I must extend a very warm and special welcome to our leadership. Our beloved Chairman, Sir, Padam Vibhushan, Dr. Pratap C. Reddy. Thank you, sir, for gracing this occasion as always.
My pleasure.
Ms. Preeta Reddy, Executive Vice Chairperson. Sunita Ma'am, Managing Director. Shobna Ma'am, Executive Vice Chairperson. And Sangeeta Ma'am, Joint Managing Director. Our humble thanks and welcome for being here today. My special welcome also to Captain Usha Banerjee, Group Nursing Director. Ma'am, a very happy International Nurses Day and welcome. Dr. Anupam Sibal, Group Medical Director. Mr. S.V. Kiran, Chief Human Resources Officer. And Ms. Shalu Kakkar from HRF. Thank you so much for being here today as we mark this special day. Before we begin, I just request Shobna Ma'am to address us all. Ma'am. Ma'am, are you there? Can you hear us? Okay, so as we wait for ma'am to join us, I just like to give some context of why we are here, although none is really required. The theme for this year's International Nurses Day is Our Nurses, Our Future. There could not have been a more apt or appropriate theme for this important occasion. For not only the future, the past and the present of healthcare has been defined by the work done by our nursing colleagues. India witnesses Nari Shakti during the majestic Republic Day celebrations. But we at Apollo are luckier. We experience Nari Shakti 365 days a year, 24/7. To our sister nurses, a deep and profound thanks and salute. What our armed forces are for our borders and firefighters during a blaze is what our brother nurses are in our hospitals. If any one of you have witnessed a code blue response or an air evacuation or a patient crash, you would realize what these true heroes do silently and efficiently. My naman to all of you, brothers, sisters. As we emerge from COVID-19, thanks in large part because of the work done by our nurses, we must look into the future. And the future of our nurses will be the future of healthcare, and indeed the future of the well-being of our citizenry and on every citizen's health and well-being on our planet. As we wait for Ms. Shobna, may I now call upon Captain Usha Banerjee, Group Nursing Director, to address us all.
Namaste. Revered Chairman, Sir, greatest healer who walks this earth, respected madams, senior members of the Apollo family, nursing leadership across the group, nurses, ladies and gentlemen. The world celebrates this day to commemorate the birth anniversary of Florence Nightingale, who's the founder of modern nursing. And I'm glad that at Apollo, the celebrations are throughout the year, and the day becomes very, very special with the top leadership addressing the entire nurses across the nation. Chairman, sir, you're on this platform today, we take very, very seriously and as a responsibility paramount to our patients. And your presence gives our work a meaning. The journey of Apollo is historic, it is epic. And I'm glad that nurses have had a significant role to play in terms of the clinical outcomes we generate, patient safety, accreditations, service delivery, practice of the clinicians across the group, and of course, for the business of the enterprise. Nursing is not for everyone. It takes a very intelligent human being with a lot of compassion to be driven with purpose and passion to heal the troubles of the world. And I'm glad our young workforce does this with a lot of passion. Apollo is very, very sacred to us. And we as nurses want to breathe life into our logo, which symbolizes a nurse. We've always tried to preserve our core values while we embark on embracing the new changes that come by, and we continue to ride this wave of change and navigate through it as easily as possible and as a large workforce. We go beyond the call of duty without defining what's the scope of our practice, and we wish to deliver and render delight to every single patient who is assigned to our care. Today, I place sincere appreciation to all the nursing leaders across the group. I understand how difficult it is to lead a large workforce. 3/4 of the hospitals are nursing workforce, very young people who are away from home and who cut across every service of the organization and stand in as a front line between the patient and the hospital. Especially delivering the kind of outcomes where innovative breakthrough, first of its kind work is being carried out in our Apollo system. We deliver this with a whopping attrition of more than 40 to 45%, with young nurses being fresh from schools. So a lot rides on our shoulders, and we take that as a big responsibility. We as nurse leaders have always strived hard to create a culture of competence and compliance, and all this within the governance of an ethical framework. We create an unshakable academic foundation for our nurses. We have coached generation of nurses for life skills. We have enabled them to create a turf to hone their talent and evolve as leaders at a very young age. And we're very proud of the fact that the Apollo nurses are recognized across the world. Go to any part of the world and you will proudly see an Apollo nurse. And I think that's amazing to see that a young nurse with 1 or 2 years of experience travels across to various nations and provides the best care. And they're all in touch with us, and we feel so extremely delighted to coach and mentor them. For me personally, Chairman and the leadership and this entire Apollo enterprise has given me the wisdom to lead, the advice to follow, the humility to celebrate my success, and the inspiration to aspire for more. Sir, we will beat yesterday, we will build for tomorrow, and we will do well today. So I wish the entire nursing fraternity across Apollo a very, very happy Nurses Day, and we're ready to take on any more challenges that come our way, and we'll continue to add life to our patients' days. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. We'll continue to lean on you to take on the newer challenges on your capable shoulders and that of our nursing workforce. May I now request and first and foremost welcome Shobna ma'am. Ma'am, good afternoon. Your address, please, ma'am, to all those
Hey, thank you.
waiting to hear from you.
Thank you. Nice theme. First, happy Nurses Day to all of you. Great theme. Our nurses, our future. Just a small correction by way of us having the nurse every day as part of our logo. You're a part of our proud past, and also the actual trust that Apollo brings. The brand Apollo and trust comes also from the logo, and Chairman has really rightly put nurses at front and center always, because like he always says, you spend the most time. So very quickly, the only thing that I want to say to all of you is nurses dispense comfort, compassion, and caring, even without a prescription. So there's nothing more that I can say except a big thank you and happy Nurses Day.
Thank you, ma'am. That excellent summary of what they do, the vast work that they do in your own imitable style. Thank you for that, ma'am.
Thank you.
May I now request...
Hey, Karan and all of you, if you don't mind, I'm in the middle of a review. If I can just wish you, and by the way, Ucha, I'm honored that Hyderabad asked me to be the chief guest at their Nursing Day celebration today. So I'm going to be with them. Thank you. Chairman, always a pleasure seeing you. Bye, sisters. Anupam, all of you.
Thank you, ma'am. With that, I'd like to now request Dr. Anupam Sibal, Group Medical Director, to address us all. Sir, welcome, and your address, please.
Namaste. Happy Nurses Day. A big thank you to all our nurses on behalf of our doctors. It's your dedication, your commitment that allows doctors to deliver excellent outcomes that the Apollo Hospitals Group is recognized for globally. A big thank you on behalf of all our patients. It's your care that helps bring back smiles, takes their pain away, and sends them home happy and well. And a big thank you on behalf of everyone in medical services, because you are our partners 24/7 every day. I want to quote President Joe Biden, and this is what he had to say about nurses. I've often said, if there are angels in heaven, there are nurses. Nurses have given so much and saved so many lives. Know that I am deeply thankful and will always fight for you, unquote. So our dearest nurses, keep smiling, keep shining, keep soaring, and keep healing. Happy Nurses Day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your message there, inspiring and encouraging us on. Thank you. May I request Sunita ma'am to address us on, please. Ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Nurses Day. As always, it is a pleasure to be amongst you. I want to rewind to 40 years ago when Chairman had this passion to deliver world-class healthcare in India. He was a person who he lived the idea, he breathed the idea, and I see that in all of you. You live this purpose of delivering world-class healthcare to patients, not only in India, but from 147 countries across the world. As Usha said, you are the most accepted nurses that could travel the length and breadth of the world. So to all those nurses who are committed to this country and work with us, a very big thank you. When a patient enters a hospital, he or she spends 86% of their time with nurses, and Anupam only 12% with doctors. So nurses have a huge role to play in the healing process. And today I salute you, because in this process, every word you say, every step you take, every night that you stay with the patient makes a difference between life and death. It is part of the healing process and so critical to all of them. To all our leadership, Usha, Anupam, the nursing leadership, as well as the doctors, it's important for us to recognize how wonderful it is, that the seed that you plant becomes a flower, that the knowledge that you impart to the nurses becomes their strength. In this way, the nurses have a tremendous role to play. So I want you all to keep smiling, because when you smile, the world smiles with you. I believe that you've, just looking at the past 3-4 years, you made an incredible commitment and showed courage during COVID. And I think that is why, especially the nurses in Apollo, I must call them out for the wonderful work that you did. But now we have a bigger challenge, because post-COVID, we are seeing the impact that it had on human lives, on NCDs, and Chairman has always spoken about this. So please come back, please focus and give us your best, because like I said, you make a difference between life. You are the harbinger of hope. And in every which way, the work you do is intensely spiritual. So thank you, and may God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that address. They really are the harbingers of hope, care, well-being, and a sense of belonging. I now request Preeta ma'am to please address us all. Ma'am.
Namaste and happy Nurses Day to all of you. Last evening we were at Vizag, and there was a really phenomenal launch of our cancer center. And, the chief minister was there, but as he was coming in and, he inaugurated the plaque, the first thing he did was, there was a group of Apollo nurses, beautiful, young, smiling, nursing leadership. He walked up to them and he said, thank you. You all do so much of work. And it's, he was like, so appreciative. I'm just saying this because it was fresh in my mind. And I said, tomorrow's Nurses Day. So he wished them. I'm saying this because, within the Apollo system, our logo is the nurse. And I think Chairman, true visionary, decided that it was the nurse who's like the fulcrum of everything of our existence. Then came TLC. The nurse was the center of all that, which again was amazing. We're celebrating Florence Nightingale. And the love, the compassion, the caring, just the abject duty for to heal people. The nurses seem to have it all. But when Shobna was talking, I was watching, and behind Shobna's picture, there was this thing about Wonder Woman. I don't know how many of you noticed that picture behind. And Shobna is truly our Wonder Woman. We really admire. And I was thinking that the nurse of the future has to evolve into being a Wonder Woman, because, the point of care is between this nurse and is between that patient. The bond is stronger. There is technology. If she needs to smile, she will smile. But if she needs to cleverly use AI to do something better for that patient, she will be there to do it. She will become a global nurse, because I see Shalu on the call, and I know that some phenomenal plans are happening within the Apollo system to make her truly a global citizen. So I think that beautiful Apollo nurse who was with us 40 years ago is now going to become like, that torch is going to go all over the globe. Like an Olympic torch, it is the nurse who's going to carry this Apollo torch all over the globe. So I'm really excited myself about the future, because it holds great promise. It gives us an opportunity to serve. And I'm excited and delighted to be part of this journey with all of you. And Usha, please tell your whole nursing team that we truly love them. We truly appreciate them. And to me, that, they will really lay a mark throughout the globe on what a phenomenal institution Apollo is. So, Chairman, thank you for inspiring us and making us do all this and say what we do. Knowing you, I know that once we say this, you'll say 10 more things which we have to do. But that is what Apollo is all about. So thank you, love you all, and God bless.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, as always, for your words of encouragement. And now I'd like to request the wind in our sails, since we're talking about the future, the trade wind, the monsoon winds who propels us to a brighter, healthier future. Chairman, sir, may I request you to address us all, sir.
First, greetings to all of you. First, my admiration for the entire Apollo nursing fraternity for the wonderful work that they have done in the last 40 years. You know, it is not just in the country. The world over, they know that Apollo nurse is very special. She is dedicated. She has given everything to make a significant impact in the clinical course of any of our patients. So she has the admiration of the 100,000 Apollo family members, but she has a larger appreciation for the number of patients that they have treated. You know, in any institution in healthcare, the doctor and the nurse plays a very important role. Of course, they said the doctor spends 26%, the nurse spends 3 times more than that. All that is true, but what she gives from her heart is something which lasts for long. I remember recently one of the patients who was being treated in the hospital, they said, the hospital gave me my life back, but the nurses treated me as though I'm their children. You know, that is that care, compassion is something phenomenal with an Apollo nurse. I'm very proud to say that Apollo nurse is very special not in India, special around the world, because she's recognized everywhere. I still remember when I went to Mass General Hospital in Harvard, in Boston, the 20 nurses came with candles. The nursing director got angry. What is this candles? But they got permission from the CEO. This Deepavali time, we want to greet our chairman with the candles. So I think that is the affection that they carry throughout. This is where the admiration, the love, the affection, what comes from the heart, is something which is phenomenal in an Apollo nurse. A great compliment for them. We have all seen during COVID time the tremendous amount of services that they have done. When people are panicked in their home, here are our nurses and doctors working in the intensive care unit, working in the ward, doing everything for the patient, as though their life is secondary, patient's life is number one. I think I have very, very, very special word to say, saying all our nurses are admirable. They are admirable because of the tremendous work that they do throughout the thing. So as I said, now we face COVID, but we know this decade has got another major health crisis predicted earlier called the non-communicable diseases. NCDs is supposed to kill 80% of the deaths from NCDs, and the cost burden is going to be huge. But then, what we believe is, whatever their predictions are, there are 2 things which Apollo can make a difference. The Apollo nurse will make the difference by giving that care and saving them, because that's what they did in COVID. In the world statistics, the recovery rate in India is far higher than any country anywhere in the world. Even in the most advanced country, our country was better. That's why, because of the care that the doctor and my doctor and or nurse gave it to them. So I think this is something which is very creditable. But apart from that, we have the Apollo is prepared with another new mantra. New mantra called the preventive health checkup, called the Apollo Pro Health. The Apollo Pro Health will give, I know all of you have had that checkup. If not, go today and have finished your checkup. That gives the total health information of an individual and gives the risk factors for any diseases. So previously, cancer was a death sentence. Today, cancer is curable. Cancer is treatable, cancer is curable. Because if we diagnose it early, we can cure the disease. I've done that in my village. Last year, there were no cancer deaths in my village. Because they were diagnosed early, they were operated, they were absolutely normal. So I think the NCDs is going to make a very significant impact with the quality and the wholehearted service that our Apollo nurse is going to make a difference, along with the Pro Health. So I think the entire Apollo family must promote Pro Health to prevent the so-called 80% of deaths. What are these deaths? These deaths are the, an individual is the family, who is working, is the happiness factor of the family. If he is lost, everything is lost for that family. So I think you can make a very significant impact with the care, compassion which Apollo nurse is giving, Apollo doctors are giving with their clinical acumen. But more importantly, I think the Pro Health will make a significant impact. So all that I want to say, during this year, we thought we must do something very special for the Apollo nurses. I know Apollo nurses have been going abroad, but they've been going abroad for a job which they are not probably, elective for that job. But we have created a forum consisting of the global workforce to develop global workforce, and in that, especially for the nurse, a special program, a 2-year program where she'll be taught, number one, to excel in her profession, number one. Number second is to see that specialized, if she wants to be an intensive care nurse, she wants to be a theater nurse, she wants to be a ward nurse, whatever it is, that skills will be upgraded. But more important than that is, there is what is called an entry exam to go to foreign countries, especially the Western countries. You want to go to UK, US, Europe, they all are desperate. They want in thousands the nurses, we have a request from UK for 20,000 nurses. When US opens next year, they will not probably need 50,000 nurses. Who can give? Only India can give, because we are the youngest population. And I think our nurses will make a very significant impact in global healthcare welfare. So this is where the global workforce, along with our HR and the special team that is being formed, will make a special way in training them, number one, in their profession. Number two, to pass that exam. Because if they want to go to Europe, if they want to go to UK, if they want to US, there are special examinations, including their language. So in all our hostels, we'll have a special room for them, so that whenever they find a little time, they can go in and learn the so-called English. English is different from Irish English is different. English is different. American English is different. So I think we will teach them all of this, because nothing is impossible. Because if a nurse can do far excellence in her profession, to learn this is going to be nothing. But I think we'll give them that element to this, and then the 2-year course certificate itself will be very valuable for us, because she will be valued not just as a nurse to fill the gap, but as a nurse to fill the qualified profession for which she is being taken, either into the theater or into the intensive care unit or into the ward, and wherever she is, she will perform specific duties. This is the promise on behalf of the Global Workforce Development team I'm making on their behalf. I'm sure they will work hard to make, Apollo already, we have equaled the reputation the hospitals had for 200 years. Our hospital for 200 years have got good name, but in 40 years we have done this. That is because our teams are exception. You know, our hearts go with the patient. So that is why we call it saying, patient is first for Apollo. God bless all of you. I love you all. Let me wish you again a very, very, very happy International Nursing Day. I think it is very special for you, very special for the patient, and special for the world today. Especially in this decade, you are going to play a very important role. God bless you all in all your efforts.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for the exposition of your vision for the global workforce, for their welfare and development, and how it can address global health challenges. Thank you so much, sir, because you have just brought the future to us today. What you say today happens in the future, and we look to you always for words of encouragement, but also insights on how the world of healthcare is evolving in the years ahead. Thank you once again, sir, for being here with us today and to address us all. I'll now move on to Mr. Kiran, but before I do that, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Mr. Siva Ramakrishnan Venkateshwaran, CEO of Apollo Knowledge. Thank you, sir, for being here today with us. It's our pleasure. With that, I'll hand over proceedings to Mr. Kiran. And team, if you could just pull up the presentation, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Karan. Thanks, Chairman, sir, MD ma'am, BC ma'am, the rest of the leadership team. Captain Usha, wishing you, the entire nursing community, a very, very happy International Nurses Day. It is Chairman's vision to develop the healthcare workforce across the globe. The Indian nurses have to care for everybody across the globe. And we are here to present on his behalf his vision and the promoter family's vision for each one of other Apollo nurses and what they have to be. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to quickly take you through the summary of what Chairman Sir wants us to do for you. My job as a HR leader is to care for you while you care for our patients and assist you with the HR requirements for yourself. I'm joined by my colleague Shalu, whose job is to create exceptional career opportunities and growth opportunities for you endlessly. We have Mr. Shivaram Krishnan, who provides us the vision to do this. And the next 10 minutes, we are going to take you through this. At Apollo, apart from providing you the career opportunities in India, we would like to present to you the opportunities across the globe. And in the next slide, we are just going to show you that there are 5 objectives of doing this. One, you learn. As Chairman has said, we are the best in the world. We are the best on the globe. So we'll provide you the opportunities to learn. And while you learn, you earn internationally. You excel in what you do. You become a specialist nurse and actually realize your dream of being a specialist nurse. Settle in the country that you want to settle, or return back to your motherland and again join Apollo and be an Apolloite for your life. We started this initiative with the NHS Foundation in the UK. We are working on with Canada and then going forward with other countries like US, Australia, New Zealand, and even the Middle East. So how are we going to do this, right? Is this thing. So we are just looking at 5 major objectives, and these objectives being develop your career in UK to start with, and then of course the other countries. Realize your dream. I'm sure when each one of you have become nurse, you either wanted to live in India or wanted to go abroad. If you are wanting to go abroad, we would partner with you. We will care for you and we'll handhold you to pursue this dream of being a nurse abroad and giving care abroad. You have an opportunity to earn in pounds, dollars, etc. But above all, you have an opportunity to nurture your skills and work with cutting-edge technologies and the tools to really hone your skills to become the best nurse in the area of your interest and eventually become a part of the global workforce, healthcare workforce, which is an amazing opportunity for the next, 2 decades. Apollo has always been a family. Chairman has made all of us come together and work as a family and live as a family. So even in this career aspiration of yours, Apollo would be hand-holding every nursing professional who is a member of the Apollo family. Right from step one, where we will start providing you the career sessions. We will help you to decide what you want to do in your career in the next 2 decades, 3 decades, etc. We will help you be a part of this program. We'll address every query that you have right at your workplace, at your Apollo hospital that you're working with, at our hostels where you spend your rest of the time, providing the learning facilities, the career counseling facilities at the hospital and at your hostels, as Chairman said. We have an entity at UK. We call it as Apollo UK. Saurabh, if you can go to the previous slide. We will be in association with them. We will train you on the IELTS and OET training programs that are required to develop your language. We will train you on the competency-based tests, the CBT training programs. We will prepare you for the interview. And this is not just by the faculty in India, but also our faculty from the UK. We will assist you with the entire processing piece, which is the NMC process, the visa process, etc., and the requirements for the employment there till you are employed by the NHS Trust right now for UK and going forward with the other countries. With the help of the trust, we will organize for your flight tickets, your airport pickups there, your required training to clear the exams there to become, a registered nurse there, and eventually you will be a part of our Apollo alumni network in each of these countries, where we plan to meet periodically, create your connect forums there so that you learn from each other, you identify the opportunities from each other, and you continue to grow there in the Apollo ecosystem by being an Apolloite. So this is an end-to-end hand-holding to ensure that you remain an Apolloite, you work there on behalf of Apollo as an Apolloite, and if you want to come back and don't want to settle down, you come back and become an Apollo family member once again. Moving on, as Chairman has said, we are going to make this happen in a few weeks for you. Here is an illustration of a week-to-week, a 16-week program, which is just a 4 months program, to exactly guide you through this process. However, after passing your nursing courses, and many of you are the working nurses right now, and some of you have just joined us from the college, we have an option of you working with us for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then taking up this program. And therefore, whenever you decide to take up this program, it's 16 weeks dot. We will handhold you at each step till you achieve this. And all this happens while you earn and learn at Apollo. Many of our nursing sisters and brothers leave the organization they work with to just go and pursue this. It is not required. We will facilitate and make this happen. Right. We will share with you the detailed presentation, which will give you many more details, but I'm just touching upon a few points as a summary. Moving on, every nurse who is qualified, either it is GNM, BSc, post-BSc, MSc, and registered in India, is eligible for this program. If one hasn't taken a OET or IELTS examination in the past, we will help with the screening process, and then we will train them, post which they can go through the process. If somebody has already taken it and scored, less than 6.5 or C+, which is the required scoring for qualification, we'll once again train them and make them appear for the exam and go through the process. And if you already have cleared the IELTS or OET, we'll straight away take you through the process and make this happen. And all this at the comfort of your, workplace, of your, doorstep. Moving on, we have over 30 qualified and experienced trainers who will take you through this process. Unlike anybody else in the market, anybody else who are available. Just 3 names: Dr. Muralidharan, a practicing general and laparoscopic surgeon trained in UK, will be one of your mentors. Dr. Vanilla, who is a practicing anesthesiologist and again trained in UK, will be another. We have Supreet and many others who are trained on the English as a foreign language course, who will train you on the entire languages. Right. So this is just to give you a quick glimpse of what kind of trainers will train you, and this is how we are different at Apollo compared to others. This pursuing of international opportunity, apart from giving you your satisfaction of achieving your professional goals, also rewards you in terms of what you will earn and how you will build your career in terms of economics. Right. While we do this, and while we'll take care of you, what we are also saying is that for every nurse who gets, into this program from our existing nursing units, we would like to reward that unit for having encouraged this nurse, help this nurse, train herself to develop this by giving a reward. This reward can be used by the nursing teams for their own education, for their welfare, for their recreation, etc., so that we invest more and more into the skill development, into the career development of nurses, and we all fund for each other. We achieve this objective. All this, will be done by the Apollo experience. Moving on. Just to give you a glimpse of what is it that you will earn when you go to UK, and UK is just an example. US could be another example. Canada will be another example, etc. At UK, the starting salaries has been about £23,000, and they go up to £27,500, etc. Once you get the NMC PIN number, etc. Apart from the earnings, you get a 27-day annual leave, apart from the 8 general holidays. And once you complete 5 years, it's 29 days. You get the accommodation facilities and the facilities to, clear your examination in the beginning. And apart from your regular working of 37.5 hours a week, you also have an opportunity to work more, up to almost 1.5 times. Just to give you an illustration of what it means, if you were to convert into Indian rupees, you earn about 27 lakh rupees an annum. And based upon your lifestyle, you end up saving 10 to 15 lakh rupees a year. This is a kind of opportunity that is there, apart from, wanting to come back and work with Apollo, is really a fortune in my terms. Moving on. Apart from the financial benefits, there will be multiple other benefits which will be available for you. You will be eligible for NHS pension scheme, which is one of the good schemes that we have come across. You will have a fantastic opportunity to upskill yourself. You'll have an opportunity to become a permanent resident in the UK if you want to settle down there. The requirement of the nursing professionals across the globe is so much that you will feel safe and secure in any of the country that you work and do well. You have an opportunity to take your family, which is your spouse and the dependent children, etc., along with you, and settle with your family, and have a different quality of life altogether. Moving on. All right. To quickly tell you the final Apollo advantage is to maximize your potential by training you and realizing your individual capability. We have the British Council certified trainers to ensure that you're trained the best right in the beginning. We have the weekly module-based training so that it is very systematic. You know exactly what phases you're going through to achieve your this thing. We have seen from whatever work we have done in the past that our success rate is one among the best in the country and in the industry. We can guarantee you 100% placement, right, if you qualify your exams. You have, as the table illustrates below, a significant, discount in the fees, which can also be paid. We can recover from the salary in 4 installments. This is only to make you participate in your training programs. But if you clear these exams in the first attempt, right, we would refund this money back to you, immediately from then and there. This is only to ensure that we participate with you, to work with you to make this successful. This is not to charge you for what we are training you for. Moving on. All right. Apart from each of the Apollo family member, the nursing professional with the Apollo family, we also wanted to create this opportunity for your friends and your well-wishers. And therefore, we are coming up we are launching a referral program to get in your friends and your other associates to participate in this program. And we have just announced 2 categories of I would say a reward program to actually get in your friends into this. One is your friends who have qualified already the OET and IELTS programs, and second, who are preparing and still do not have a qualification score. And believe me, we just have 1,500 seats for you to actually fill this up. And I'm sure when you learn and grow with your friends, you have a great ecosystem. And that's the objective of bringing this in. So how does the next 30 days look like when we actually are announcing this? Before I give you the plan in terms of dates, a quick glimpse of the career and life transformation with Apollo and by Apollo for you is settle abroad with your family, advance your language and the clinical skills, experience a different socio-cultural environment, earn and save, and from there, right? Either you can go to other countries or come back to Apollo. So how do we facilitate this? Today, we have made this introductory presentation to you. Starting the 15th of May, the team will be available at your respective hospitals to start the sessions on your career planning, on your career counseling, etc. We'll take you through the screening process, the registration process, and the training would start on the 10th of June, so that in the next 4 months, your dream is achieved. Just to give you a glimpse of some of our colleagues who have already reached UK, here is the illustration of about 5-6 people who have already reached there and tell us what they feel about. We have thousands of our Apollo alumni already working in UK and other countries. We would like you to be one if that is your aspiration. Thank you, and that's all from me. Thank you, Chairman Sir, for your vision and your guidance on this.
Very stylish.
Thank you. Thank you, Kiran sir, for showcasing this very exciting new program that we have as an offering for our nurses. And with that, we draw this wonderful occasion to a close. Thank you all for joining us for this very special event on a very special of days. Thanks and gratitude to the family members of every nurse at Apollo and across the world for their sacrifice and a sense of duty. The health and well-being of society is because someone's mother, sister, daughter, brother, husband, or son is sacrificing a bit of themselves working as a nurse for the larger good of the nation. With that, we bring proceedings to a close. Thank you, Chairman Sir. Thank you to the leadership. And thank you to my colleagues. Thank you, Captain Usha Banerjee, Dr. Sibyl, Kiran Sir, for being here today. And please do enjoy the rest of this wonderful International Nurses Day. Thank you and namaste.
Thank you. Well handled, Karan.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Karan. Are you there?
Justice said, he's going to give invitation for his son's wedding.
Huh?
To give invitation for his son's wedding.
Judge is